Good morning/afternoon, everyone. I'm excited to dive into our presentation today on the comprehensive guide to wholesale real estate contracts. We'll be exploring key strategies, legal compliance, risk management, and best practices that can help you succeed in wholesaling. Whether you're new to the field or looking to sharpen your skills, this session will provide valuable insights to navigate wholesale real estate contracts with confidence. Let's get started. Wholesale real estate is essentially about finding properties that can be bought at a discount and then quickly selling the rights to purchase those properties to other buyers, usually investors. The key here is that you're not actually holding on to the property long term. Instead, this strategy allows you to make money by assigning your purchase contract to someone else. This makes it a great way to get started in real estate without needing a lot of upfront capital, since your income comes from fees, not from waiting for property to appreciate or collecting rent. At its core, wholesaling serves as a vital link, connecting motivated sellers who want to move quickly with investors looking for good deals. This connection helps streamline the process and keep transactions moving smoothly. Understanding these basics really sets the foundation for successful wholesaling. Let's go over some key contract terms that are essential to understand. First, the buyer is the party agreeing to purchase the property or contract. Simply put, this is a person or entity who wants to acquire the property. The seller, on the other hand, is the owner of the property who is offering it for sale. Now, assignment is an important concept. It means transferring the contract, rights from one party to another, without actually buying the property outright. So, someone can step into the contract without taking ownership immediately. Next, contingencies refer to specific conditions that must be satisfied for the contract to move forward. These protect the parties involved by ensuring certain criteria are met before finalizing. Lastly, closing dates are the agreed upon deadlines for completing the transaction and transferring ownership or assignment. Meeting these dates is crucial to keep the deal on track. Understanding these terms will help clarify how contracts function in property transactions. When it comes to wholesale contracts, there are two main types we need to understand: assignment contracts and double closing deals. With assignment contracts, the wholesaler secures a property under contract and then assigns their purchase rights to an end buyer, usually an investor, for a fee. This method is great because it requires less upfront capital, but it does hinge on finding an investor quickly to take over the contract. On the other hand, double closing deals involve two back-to-back transactions. Here, the wholesaler actually purchases the property briefly before immediately selling it to the end buyer. This method can give the wholesaler more control over the process, but it also demands more capital and comes with additional closing costs. Each method has its pros and cons, and choosing between it depends on your resources and risk tolerance. When we talk about financial elements in a transaction, the first key point is earnest money. This is a deposit made by the buyer to show their commitment and good faith in the deal. Usually, this money is held in escrow, which means a neutral third party keeps it safe until the deal is completed or canceled. Next, we have deposits, which can vary depending on the specific terms of the contract. These act as a form of security to protect against any breaches of the agreement. Together, these financial elements serve a critical purpose. They help ensure that both parties are serious about the deal, discourage defaults, and provide a way to compensate if the contract isn't honored. Essentially, they build trust and add a layer of protection for everyone involved. Let's talk about contingencies and clauses, which are crucial to protecting buyers during a property transaction. First, the inspection contingency lets the buyer thoroughly check the property's condition. If any problems come up, the buyer can negotiate repairs or even back out of the deal. Next is the financing contingency, which provides an exit if the buyer can't secure the necessary funding. This prevents buyers from being stuck in a deal they can't afford. Then we have the appraisal contingency, which makes sure the property's value is at least equal to the agreed price. If the appraisal comes in lower, the buyer can renegotiate or cancel the contract. Overall, understanding and correctly using these contingencies is essential. They help manage risks and keep your options open, especially in wholesale deals where flexibility is key. When it comes to legal compliance in wholesale real estate, there are several key points to keep in mind. First, Wholesale contracts are controlled by local and state laws, which means that each transaction must follow specific regulations about property sales and contract assignments. Next, it's crucial to ensure that any contract you enter into is both valid and enforceable, so it holds up legally if challenged. Another important aspect is avoiding the unauthorized practice of real estate or brokerage law. This includes being transparent about your intention to sign the contract when the law requires it. Finally, having a solid understanding of these legal frameworks is essential for wholesalers to reduce the risk of fraud accusations and avoid potential contract disputes. Staying informed helps protect not only your business, but also everyone involved in the transaction. When drafting or obtaining a wholesale contract, it's crucial that the document is specifically tailored for wholesale transactions. This ensures that all relevant details are addressed appropriately. Next, take the time to carefully review every term in the contract, paying close attention to contingencies and deadlines, as these can significantly impact the process. Once you're confident everything is clear, present the contract to all parties for their signatures, making sure they fully understand their obligations. Finally, proper execution of the contract is essential, along with diligent management of timelines for contingencies and closing. Being detail-oriented throughout this process helps maintain clarity and enforceability, reducing the risk of misunderstandings and unnecessary delays. When it comes to managing risks in wholesale contracts, there are several inherent challenges we need to be aware of. First, contracts can be canceled or buyers may back out, which can lead to significant disruptions and potential losses. Legal challenges are another major risk, often arising from improper assignments or failure to disclose necessary information correctly. This can create complicated legal issues that may be costly to resolve. Financially, there's also the risk of losing earnest money if contracts aren't handled properly. To minimize these risks, it's important to implement clear contingencies in your contracts. These contingencies provide a safety net, allowing you to exit deals that turn unfavorable without unnecessary penalties. Additionally, verifying credibility of both buyers and sellers is critical. Ensuring all parties comply with legal requirements protects your interests and helps you avoid avoidable legal or financial problems down the line. By staying vigilant in these areas, you can better manage risks and keep your wholesale transactions running smoothly. One common mistake is overlooking contract details. Beginners often miss important contingencies or deadlines, which can cause serious problems later on. Another frequent issue is disclosure. Failing to disclose assignment clauses or your true intentions can lead to legal trouble. Financial misunderstandings are also a big risk, especially when it comes to the obligations tied to earnest money, which can be costly if not handled correctly. Lastly, rushing deals without thorough due diligence or proper documentation can derail a transaction. By recognizing and avoiding these pitfalls, you can ensure your wholesale transactions run more smoothly and successfully. When looking to deepen your knowledge in wholesaling and contract law, there are several valuable resources to consider. First, books specifically focus on wholesaling strategies and contract law provide detailed insights and practical advice that can help you understand the essentials and avoid common pitfalls. Next, reputable real estate websites are great places to find guides and contract templates that can simplify your workflow and ensure you're using up-to-date, reliable documents. Lastly, online courses and workshops offer comprehensive training on critical topics like legal compliance, negotiation tactics, and deal structuring. Continuing your education in these areas not only builds your expertise, but also gives you the confidence to navigate contracts effectively and grow your wholesaling business successfully.